Assalamu alaikum. This is lecture 19 of web design and development, and in this lecture we are going to continue our discussion about permanent storage and mainly focusing on the storage of MySQL database server. In this lecture we are again going to discuss some permanent data storage databases and some SQL introduction, MySQL introduction, which we are going to which we have been discussing in the last lecture. So the data storage is mainly stored in the databases, and data can be stored permanently in number of formats. However, one of the most common format way to store data is called the databases. SQL is one of the main languages or techniques used to manage the database. SQL stands for Structured Query Language, and it is a special purpose programming language designed for managing data held in a relational database management system. So you must be very much familiar with the definition of database. A database is a structured collection of data. It may be anything from a simple shopping list to a picture gallery or the vast amount of information in a corporate network. So to add, access and process data stored in computer databases, you need a database management system, such as in this case we have MySQL server. Since the computers are a central role, since computers are very good at handling large amount of data, database management systems play a central role in computing as stand-alone utilities or as a part of other applications. So in our case, MySQL is an open source relational database management system widely used by web application developers together with the PHP and Apache server. So it is also most popular open source database, second only after the SQLite. So it is certified for all SAP applications, and it have elite client list, and number of big companies such as Yahoo, NASA and Google use MySQL databases. So if you look at the market of database servers, there are some top dogs and there are some underdogs. The main companies of the database storage are IBM, Oracle, and Microsoft, and these provide the internet enterprise application for database management. They have huge market brand equity, track record, and they provide a number of features to their database application. So they mostly focus on working of database management systems for corporate or enterprise applications. However, the MySQL is the underdog, and it is based on the disruptive technology, and it is available for a wide range of market which caters small to medium applications, which are the most marketable share of the applications. However, it provides you performance. It is lightweight. It provides you reliability. It is fast. It is secure enough, and the performance is very good in the small applications. So the MySQL is a popular choice for developers for using uh, uh, server in business applications. So MySQL is based on MySQL Relational Database Management Server, and which is open source. So there are two licenses. One is a commercial license, the other is a general public license, and it is named as open source license. The commercial license is an embedded database and which can be embedded to a number of applications such as cloud applications or embedded uh, devices. However, the general public license is based on the client server model, and it is a stand-alone server which is free of cost, and in this course we are mainly focusing on this part of your server. However, both of the uh, models provide server support, training, and consulting free of cost, and some trainings are available with some minimal fees. So if you look at the concept of relational databases, a relational database manages the data into tables. Databases are managed by a Relational Database Management System. RDBMS supports a database language to create and delete database and to manage and search data. The language used in almost all database management systems is structured query language. So after creating a database, the most common structured query language statements are insert, update, delete, and select. A database table may have multiple columns or attributes, each of which has a name. Tables usually have a primary key, which is one or more values that uniquely identify each row in a table. So if you look at the comparison of MySQL Community Edition versus Enterprise Edition, the preferred edition for your application development is the Community Edition. The Community Edition is for the users or organizations looking to maintain your own application solutions. However, enterprise versions are for the businesses, public sector institutions, and users looking for the highest reliability in softwares and services. So you have to check these marks if you want to use the enterprise community and version. So if you can use your own method of keeping your system up to date and comfortable in upgrading and configuring MySQL. So if you're a developer, you can easily configure your MySQL uh, configurations. So you have time to monitor, adjust and MySQL setting and well-tuned scale and maintain performance. So this is also suitable for developers. And if you have experience with the database security, so that I have know when a security breach is occurred. So which can also be used in the development applications. If you have experience in designing, setting and maintaining the status of MySQL application, this is also a better option. If you have time to identify and resolve technical issues, then you can use this option. If you have time to design, tune application code, database schemas, and dynamic queries for optimal performance. So this edition is mainly for the developers which have the control of their application and they know how to manage their applications. The enterprise applications mainly preferred in automated notifications, visual notification, and in application which have the optimal performance. These are releases of well-tested upgrades and updates. So the enterprise edition provides continuous monitoring of the system so that it can be alerted by the security changes and the vulnerabilities. So it also manages the replication of your databases and its fast resolution and committed response times. So they also provide you to access the most talented and experienced technicians if there is an issue in your database server. So the community edition is free. However, the enterprise edition usually starts costing around $600 per year on a single server. The MySQL database server provides command line utilities. However, it has a graphical user interface named as PHP MyAdmin. So MySQL IDE, MySQL admin, and MySQL dump are located in C/program files, MySQL server version /bin directory. So you can access any of the commands from this directory, or you can simply start the Apache server and the MySQL command, and then locate the localhost slash php myadmin in your browser, and this window will be open. And in this window you can see you will have number of databases here and some basic configuration on the main page, a number of options on the top navigation pane. Another important characteristics of the databases is the privileges that you provide to the user. So there are a number of privileges that you can assign to your users. The first column provides the number of privileges, and the second and column provides that whether these privileges are applicable to the global level of your databases, or whether these privileges can be assigned to database level, table level, or column level. So as you can see, there are some privileges such as insert, which can be assigned to all levels. Select can be assigned to all levels, so any user can use to actually insert or select values from your databases or columns. So if you restrict the insert statement, you cannot add any column into the databases, and if you restrict the insert on the table, you cannot add any further table in your databases. Similarly, there are a number of other privileges such as lock tables, and if you have the lock table access restricted on the databases, you can not perform the lock tables. Similarly, there are further privileges such as show databases, which is accessible through global users, and shutdown, update, usage, etc. Again, if you look at the data types, as you have seen in the last lecture, there are character length data types, there are variable character length data types, there is a text data type, integer unsigned data types, decimal data types, date and time data types, and enumeration data types. MySQL has been using two different storage engines over the time, and one is referred as ISEM, Indexed Sequential Access Method, and it is the fastest table type in MySQL, and it was originally used in MSQL by TCX, the predecessor of MySQL lab. So it does not support the transaction and the foreign keys, and it is no longer supported after the version 5.1. Another storage engine was DB, and it was purchased by SQL later, and the large amount of database is supported in this storage engine, and it provides a heavy load protection systems, and it supports the transaction and the foreign keys. Where you can get your MySQL database, and this simple website is www.mysql.com, and you can go to the downloads. Make sure to pick the correct version of your operating system and download MySQL 5.0 community server, and you can also download MySQL administrator, migration toolkit, and the query browser to add further functionality to your database servers. So if you want to read more about the current topic, you can read the chapter 5 or visit this recommended URL to find out more information. If you have any question, you can ask me, or you can conduct a question and answer session. Thank you very much.